I was almost accused of exam malpractice, where somebody took my matric number and I packed my things from the school and I went back home and I said I was no longer studying. At the young age of 16, I can say what I experienced then was depression. I didn't really know the name then, but I just knew I was very angry, I was hurt, I was disappointed. This is a story I do not really talk about because I handled leadership positions as well as my academics and then came out as the best graduating student. It wasn't me, it was a struggle. Hello and welcome to another episode on the Nigerian Students Podcast. My name is Victoria Amaechi. Today I will be joining the podcast to teach on mental health for Nigerian students. How are you really handling it? This is a very broad topic. And as the convener of this podcast said, I am free to, relate with you all as if we're having a chat. So I love to share my story, and that is what I will do. And I hope that through my story, you're going to learn a lot about mental health and how to handle whatever struggles you're having with mental health. A lot of students are battling with depression, anxiety, nervousness, lack of clarity, not knowing what to do. And in a way, it has affected the way they relate with people and the results and outcomes of their exam, their results, basically. Before I started my undergraduate program at Mountaintop University, this is a story I do not really talk about because sometimes I don't really feel comfortable sharing them. But I think for you to understand that I really understand what it means to struggle mentally, I need to share this story. So after my high school education, secondary school, I gained admission into a university to study biochemistry. But that was not the course I wanted, and I did not really, really love chemistry. It was a struggle for me at the time. Yeah, best graduating students struggled with chemistry. So I remember that I did my 100 level. I tried to transfer to medicine at the time. It didn't work out. By then I was in 200 level, and because I was so confident that I had a 4 point at the time and I was going to get transferred to medicine and surgery, I kind of stopped attending classes for biochemistry and was attending the ones for medicine. Unfortunately, when the results for the transfer request came out and I was not given the approval to transfer, it really broke me. It broke something in me. I got tired. At the young age of 16, I can say what I felt then was, what I experienced then was depression. I didn't really know the name then, but I just knew I was very angry, I was hurt, I was disappointed. And I packed my things from the school and I went back home and I said I was no longer studying because that was not what I wanted. Um, After that time, I stayed at home. I suspended my studies for a year, stayed at home, then applied to other schools, trying to get in for either nursing or medicine. None worked out until 2018 when I was at this point where I just wanted to, you know, get into school, let my life just start. And that was when I started my program at Mountaintop University, where I studied microbiology. I remember somebody seeing me from the previous school and asking me what I was now studying. And when I said microbiology, the person was like, "What's the difference? Why did you not leave this school?" Something was happening here that they could not see. It was a struggle. So believe me when I tell you that I understand what it means to struggle with depression, with anxiety. And sometimes they all stem from the fact that you don't even know how to navigate a particular situation. So you're a student in school, you're struggling with so many courses. Maybe you just moved from secondary school to university, where secondary school you were basically just managing few courses, and then you get into university and you're seeing one course has a slide of 160 pages, 200 pages, and you don't even know where to start from. Sometimes the terms they are even using are so confusing, you don't know what to do. Sometimes you find yourself in a university where The lecturers are just lecturing, not really teaching. So the whole system becomes strange and frustrating. Maybe you're a student who is not really, really smart or bright, so it really takes you time before you can understand or grasp something. I understand. I understand what it means to feel drained, tired. Oh, I'm recording this video and I can tell you that I am even at that point. But what has been helping me are some of the things that I will share with you. Number one thing that helped me mentally in school when I got into Mountaintop University from 100 level, 200 level, 304, down to the times that I held the leadership positions that I had. Number one source of strength was God, and He's still God. God, God, God. I'm serious, God. Everything that you think you know of me is because of God. Recently, a student reached out to me. I think she was in 100 level when I was leaving the school, and she said she heard about me and that she has heard so much about me, and she feels I'm so strong, and she's envious of that. And I told her, whatever you've heard about my strength is not of me, is of God. Is of God. You heard that, and I handled leadership positions as well as my academics, and then came out as the best graduating student. Wasn't me, it was God. It was God. Every time that I felt burnt out, every time that I felt overwhelmed, my first point of contact was, God, help me. Lord, help me. This is how I'm feeling. So it goes to say that as a student, you need to have a good relationship with God, not just the casual church going, all of us are Christians kind of relationship. No, a relationship where you see God as your father, because He created you. The life that you're living right now is because He made you and then sent you into this world for a reason. So you need to accept Him. You need to have a good relationship with God as your father, so you can easily run to Him. Same way we easily run to our parents when we are at a crossroad. Mommy, I don't know what to do. Or this is what they are saying. Daddy, I don't know what to do. You're able to talk to them freely about those situations because you have a relationship with them. If you don't have a relationship with your father or your mother, it will be very difficult for you to reach out to any of them to say, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm experiencing. So it was easy for me to run to God because of my relationship with Him. And trust me, it helped. It helped. There's this peace you feel knowing that you've spoken to the creator of the universe, the owner of the whole wide world, and that He knows about what you're going through. You've spoken to Him and you are sure that He's going to take care of it. I don't think there's any feeling greater than that. There's this peace and assurance that I always feel every time that I spoke to Him about it. There are so many situations in school, so many experiences. I can't even share all of them here that drained me mentally. From the time when I was almost accused of exam malpractice, where somebody took my matric number and logged me out during an online test. It was a CBT test. I don't know how the person did it. Logged me out, making me almost fail in my 100 level, and at some point making me, they almost accused me of exam malpractice because how did the person get your matric number? How did you know? It means maybe people have discussed that you're going to do this. It was God I ran to. All the letters I wrote, running up and down, seeking for help, seeking for a man to help me. I remember what changed it was the day I shut myself in the room, locked the room, and I spoke to God and I said, God, if you know me by name, show up. Now, I think that was the first time in my life I ever challenged God. So, God, number one, God, 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 in the beginning, God. So, to deal with any type of mental stress, anxiety, depression, nervousness, whatever level, whatever struggle you're having with your mental health, God is the first answer. God, yes. Secondly, um I was true to myself about the things that I could handle and the things I could not handle. Now, in a bid to be relevant and make impact, a lot of us shoulder more responsibilities than we can truly handle. Being honest with yourself and saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, is no weakness. In short, getting to a point where you know you cannot do everything doesn't mean that you're a failure or that you're weak. I think why we feel the way we feel sometimes when we're handling maybe just one responsibility when others are handling like three is because we keep comparing ourselves with people. Because we keep comparing ourselves with people. Why are you comparing yourself? By the way you have been made and created, in short, the way you've grown, you know that you can only handle one task at a time. Be true to yourself. This is all I can handle. This is all I can do. I cannot handle more than that. And you stick to it. I think the most important thing with task is that you're consistent in whatever responsibility you've taken. So I was honest with myself. I already knew, I already had a goal for my academics. So I told myself, if I want to achieve this, it means I need to be true with myself and cut down on any extra thing that I'll be doing. Now, not that it's wrong to have extracurricular activities. It's okay to have them. But if they would um what's the word now? If they would make you struggle with achieving your number one goal, then they are not really needed. So in 100 level, I was not in any group in school, in the chapel. I was not. I think I was in just one group, and that was because we met only once a week. The Bible study, Bible reading group. I think that's what they called it then. Well, we meet once a week. We just pick a chapter of the Bible to study, and we share what we learned. That was okay with me because it was also helping me to grow spiritually. Do you understand? So that was the only group I stayed in 100 level, 200 level. I did not join any major group. 300 level was when I now got appointed as the environmental and health officer. That was my first student representative council position. At that point, I had to make adjustments. It was also draining, but I had to make adjustments. 400 level was when I now became the president. I had to make serious adjustments. But secondly, to be able to navigate, deal with any struggle, burnt out, feeling burnt out and everything is being true to yourself and managing the things you can, being true to yourself, knowing that I can only manage this. This is the only thing I can do. Not comparing yourself with others and saying, okay, because depression, anxiety, and burnout mostly comes when we get overwhelmed. When we get overwhelmed, you're handling this, you're not able to meet up with deadlines, you're not able to meet, and then you get really anxious, nervous, and tired. And at some point, you now start questioning yourself. So be true to yourself. Know that this is what I can handle, this is what I cannot handle. Number three, being grateful for where you are, being contented with where you are. Depression for me um, came when I started questioning my current state. Yeah. In the past 2 years, I think I have experienced that. I'm not going to say I was depressed. I don't like using that, but I experienced something similar to that. Because I started questioning myself, I questioned my age, what I'm supposed to achieve at that age, where you feel you're supposed to be at level four, but you're at level three or level one. And then you're trying to rush to meet up with level four, where you think you should be. Think, remember, I'm saying think, because you might not even supposed to be there. It's just because we have conditioned our life to live a certain pattern. So this is what people have said we should, live by. We should be at this point, at this age. So when you check yourself and you feel that you're not there, you begin to feel depressed and tired and overwhelmed. And then that's when somebody says, I'm struggling, my mental health, my mental health. So be grateful for where you are. Be content with what you have. Academically also, I think for students, it happens more when You have had a certain goal for your academics, your CGPA results, and you did not meet up to that. There's something one of my friends in school then said that her brother told her. The most important is that you do your best. If your best resulted to a C, a B, an A, fine and good. But ensure that during your preparation for studies, you put in your best, that you can beat your chest and say, this was my best. We feel really bad when results don't meet our expectations, mostly because we know we could have done better in our preparation. But if you did everything that you could do during your preparation, I don't think you will feel as depressed as you felt when you saw your result, or as sad as you felt. So ensure that you put in your best in whatever preparation you're making as a student. I'm relating this now to as a student, majorly as a student, as a student. So number one, hold on to God. Number two, be true to yourself. The responsibilities that you can handle, the things you cannot handle. It's okay to say no, I cannot handle this. Combining this with my academics, I won't be able to balance it. I'm sorry. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you less impactful than others. It doesn't make you, less useful. Number three, I need you to be grateful for where you are. Be grateful, be content with what you have. Stop comparing yourself with other people. Number four, I mentioned ensuring that you prepare, do your best during your preparation stage. Ensure that you're putting in your best so that whatever outcome you get from your academics, your exams, you can beat your chest that it was your best. These are some of the things that you know, measures that I took to ensure that I was sane mentally in school. I really hope that this has helped you. Thank you so much for joining us today in the Nigerian Student Podcast. Please subscribe for more student impacting content and make sure that you're making impact wherever you find yourself. Bye.